Welcome to the Conscious Creative Podcast, your weekly dose of soul-to-soul conversation that will have you saying peace out to your 9 to 5 to explore in your sacred calling. The topics center around conscious business and interviews with the folks who started them. We'll be exploring the art of being human and what it takes to live your life fully expressed and financially free. I'm Christina Gomes, and I went from high-paying job as a psychotherapist to leaving it all behind for my desire to travel the world playing my original music, to becoming the CEO and soulpreneur founder of freeyourcreativity.org, where I help visionary leaders create the businesses of their wildest dreams. If you have a sacred calling, stick around. My prayer is that you become the permission slip for the collective as you hear the soul-inspiring stories that call you forth into creative action. Let's get to the soul. Welcome, everybody, to the Conscious Creative Podcast. I'm here with an old friend and a previous client, one of my first clients in the first iteration of my program. And also, we took our yoga teacher trainings together in Thailand. We've known each other for very long, and I've seen this woman grow into going from doctor, scientist to amazing creative to entrepreneur, soulpreneur, and mother. But I want to let her tell her story, but I'm introducing you to Dr. Daniela today, a holistic health support specialist. And I want to ask you, Daniela, how are you? Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. So I'm very good. I'm very happy to be here with you and that you invited me. And yes, my name is Dr. Daniela Kretschy. I'm from Vienna and I just started my own company. I opened my holistic health support clinic here in Vienna. It's online and in person. And it's my really business with purpose that I love a lot.
That sounds so great. And now my audience are folks that love self-development, and they are looking to be inspired by folks like you and I who have left normal everyday kind of jobs and took the risk of working for ourselves. So I would love to hear what got you started in becoming an entrepreneur that has so much purpose.
I always felt that I struggled with having a boss because I had a lot of ideas myself. And it's not that I'm not a team player, but I'm very creative and it's sometimes felt so focused on one field only, and I could not express my full desire of combining, for example, alternative and conventional sciences or many different approaches, not only for one straight line. And yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. So you're claiming your identity as a multi-passionate. And I remember when we were in the jungles of Thailand, singing together and playing music. And I just wanted to say how even that part of you probably really enhances the experience for your people, that they can feel your creative essence, that they feel like you've created something especially for them. So why don't you tell us who you've decided over the years that you work with specifically?
Yeah, so I want to focus on women, especially on mothers. We women are always very much rooted in our families. So it's about our families as well. But I want to really address the needs of women because I think there is especially so much medical science that is especially for women, and also so mothers do such a great job still. They are the ones who raised our future generation and are mostly, they don't get any raise or something like this. So I really want to support the moms or women. We all have a womb, so we all are moms somehow, but in this direction. And yeah, I'm open to everyone who wants to support our community in the family, and who, of course, also parents. I'm not excluding dads, but the focus is on moms and women.
I love that so much. It sounds like when you became a mom, you saw, and I remember when we were working together a few years ago, you saw the needs of moms kind of being neglected a bit. And you were experiencing being a mom and being like, wow, okay, I know what it's like firsthand. And let me go ahead and support the women and the moms and even future moms, it sounds like, who really could use your specific kind of magic. I really love how you claim Dr. Daniela, and you always have, like when we were playing around in Thailand, you were like, I'm a scientist. And we'd be like studying yoga and laughing and singing Sanskrit poems. And it was so true.
Probably totally pronounced in the wrong way.
Course, yeah. Right, getting scolded for having the wrong pronunciation. But we were just having so much fun. But you really, that's what I really find is such a unique part of your work is that you do weave these alternative healing arts, which are sciences in a way, but you have such a background in science. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what made you kind of leave the science world and focus on both the healing arts and
Ooh, it was a big process, a bit already about it. So it started all with backache in the lab. There I realized already something is wrong here. I cannot, it's like I'm burned alive and I cannot, sustain that for my whole life. And then a man, of course, happened and he left me in Cambodia and I was really hitting rock bottom, like with my body, my mind, my soul. I felt like something is missing in my life. Just had also the experience of really applying for these big jobs that you always dreamed of after my PhD, and it did not feel fulfilling in every way. And all this together with my personal drama, my breakdowns and all this, then made me find my way to yoga. And then I studied science of nutrition, so I was always interested in food and people and working with humans. But the journey of yoga opened the other side for me. And then I started to realize that I'm actually always in connection with my higher self, and we can have this together with science and be more potent than just one of each other. We don't have to exclude or be afraid that one takes the place, the conventional or the alternative science. So I decided to put myself out, and maybe or still many people don't understand that because it's very new and it has also to do with my intuition and my purpose. I feel I have a lot of knowledge. What does it do in my head? I need to get it out. I want to help the people. I want to help raise the frequency of the planet, of our community. And with that, I'm doing that. And I designed the possibility for me to do that also with payment. So that's really good.
I love that you're talking about that because so often we are like, okay, I found my soul's purpose and it's spiritual in nature. And since you had such this kind of everyday, not every day, actually, not everybody goes off and becomes a scientist. So I want to like,
No, not chemistry, especially. We are totally crazy. Like, change the side of the road if you see the chemist in front of you.
That's funny, the scary chemist. Right? It's like, right, like, wow, this is a very powerful person. This is someone who goes after her dreams. And I'm just so inspired by that. I'm sure you're inspiring so many people to really commit to their dreams, even if other people would say, no, you have this science degree, you have this background, you have a PhD, and now you're a yoga teacher, and you've blossomed into so much more. And we're going to talk about the program that you created in just a moment. But I want to settle in for a moment to that moment where you were like, this is my soul's purpose, and I have so much wisdom and gifts to share. Was there also a voice in you that kind of like was like, hey, what am I really doing? And how did
Yeah.
you meet that voice? How did you move through that voice?
Yes, there was this very loud voice also. It was trying to keep me safe, allow me to stay with what I know because it's safe. So yes, there was this voice, and I don't know. I maybe it was because I had to meet death very early in my family, but I really wanted always in my life to do what I really want and not wait for the retirement with that. And that always made me travel, and that kind of made me brave enough to go for something new. And then I started to realize that this voice in my head was protecting me, yes, but was also working with fear, and fear doesn't make me think clear, and worry doesn't help me in any situation. I think worry actually is one of the most the biggest things where you lose our energy on for nothing. Just we will not find out before, and when we are at the end of our life, I'm sure we would regret not going for this possibility that are close to our heart. And I think since the Industrial Revolution, if we want to look back in history, we were trained to just receive this information and work in the wheel of 9 to 5, and keeping us also small with dreaming big, and taking away this opportunity from us that we can design our lives ourselves. I don't say it's easy, and I don't know if it's going to work all the time. Maybe I have to change also, but I wanted to give it a try. And then at this point, I start to get in a mode where I say, okay, I don't care now anymore. I just go for it. And then it's like you have to jump also at the very end. You cannot rationalize. There are no answers anymore. You have to just try it out and then see where it leads you. And that's what I did. And so,
Oh my goodness. And it's led you to your own clinic. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, this is Daniela's clinic. Like, you opened up your own healing space.
yes.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
had a home ashram once when our teacher Gina was in Vienna. She liked my place, and she said, "Why don't you make a home ashram?" So that was already prior, just settling into this. You really have to settle into expanding into something new and creating your new self. It takes a while because it's a lot of triggers from the past. Like, I come from a working class family. We were always taught money is hard work, and you need life is unfair, and you will not get what you deserve, or it's partly true. It never went the way I expected, but it's not that I want to say from the beginning it's not going to work. Who, if I'm not believing in myself, who will do that then for me? So that also, I don't know. I was fortunate. I had nice parents, and they told me I'm smart, so that was good.
Right. Wow. There's so much to unpack here. I love your story. And it's like we just get to have a few people in our lives that believe alongside us. But
Yeah,
ultimately, it sounds like you believed in yourself over what other people would limit you. Even though you had parents that said you were smart, and then you went on and got all these degrees, and then we had each other. We had a whole community of yogis. We had build and grow businesses based on our soul's mission. And that's what I love about this podcast, is helping other women and men and spiritual entrepreneurs to see that it's actually not going to work. That's what I want to unpack here for a moment. It sounds like you tried some things and they didn't work. And what I know about entrepreneurs is we do just get to be curious and try some things out until something lands. And then even when that works, we are going to grow and change. My program is not the same program that even you went through a couple of years ago. That I've had iterations, I've expanded it, I've grown it as I've grown, and as my ideals and values have shifted and expanded, my business got to grow with me. And it was that through line of going, I'm not meant to work for anyone else. Sounds like you weren't either. We're rebels, we're our own bosses, we like have all these creative ideas. And you just kept going with from the home ashram to the home clinic to this program to that next program. And I spoke with Kyra recently about just each program leads to the next. Now, I really love helping people create one program that they absolutely love, that they can just continue to sell. But that isn't always the case. I haven't had just one program my whole life. I allowed myself to grow into the program that I have now that I know I want to sell for a while. So speaking of programs, I would love to hear about the newest iteration of your business and your program and how it helps people. What have you created recently? Hey there, visionary leader. If you're resonating with this message, I'd like to invite you into your next level life and business. Enrollment has begun for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. This is my signature group container to help you design an offer so delicious, so juicy, so based on your soul gifts that you are thrilled to invite your soulmate clients inside of it. I'm going to teach you how to promote this offer with a ton of heart and to sell out this offer with ease to meet your revenue goals. I would love to have you inside if you are a visionary leader who knows that they are great at what they do. You'd like to collapse the timeline on how long it takes to reach consistent income with an offer that you truly love. Go to the link in the show notes to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I will be sitting with your application individually, and I will send an email to let you know if you've been accepted in a few days after application. Thank you for trusting me with your vision, and I can't wait to see what we co-create.
Yes, so it's really, really powerful. And there is one education I did recently that adds up to that and makes it something really special, at least something not available here in Austria, as far as I know. It's this technique called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And it's a tapping acupressure. So you know acupuncture, the old Shaolin Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine. And it's without needles. You use the tips of your fingers, these hard parts, and you tap at the end point of meridians. And with that, you stimulate the energy flow through the body. And that's what I like. You know, they proved it scientifically. They made in Siberia this test of light with very small intensity is just transported along the meridians, and that there is this network on our body. So it's really evolving around this old knowledge, the science currently. And I put this together in my holistic health program because it helps you to release this fear that is basically the worry, the sadness, the anger. It all stems from the fear part of the emotional side, and to see yourself, to remove these inner blocks and conflicts. For example, people who struggle with weight loss, they don't see themselves thin. They just don't have this vision of themselves. So I help them to remove their blocks. And the good thing is we don't have to understand it. With this technique, it's not like systemic psychotherapy, you know what I'm talking about, where you talk through it and really try to understand, which is great. I love it. But this is just, you can imagine like you help pushing these blocks through your body, flushing it out. And I use my approach of yoga and food to support this process and help you create lifestyle changes with ease, because we don't have to struggle with movement. It's not everyone's kind, but there are movements that everyone likes. And when we remove these inner blocks against, I don't like movement, I don't like veggies, I don't like eat healthy, I love sweets, but I don't want to get rid of that, these things, cravings, then we can really move fast. It was incredible. Actually, it's the secret weapon of many sports people. And I'm working now with the Austrian government, the sports department, and there I use this. And this is so cool because it's known for ages, but not really used in Europe. And I add my science of nutrition, so the nutritionist part, the somatic eating, the intuitive eating, what you like, not with diets or hunger or something, and the yoga part, so the solid routine, how to create something, how to find something that is good for you, and how to move, how to breathe, how to be still. And I put this all together in one 6-month package. It's called the Phoenix Plan, and together we are rising from the ashes, taming our Firebird. This can be cravings or whatever health goals you want. And it's really cool. We are going to have EFT a lot, but also movement, food, cooking classes. So it's very individual. That's why it's one-on-one, because everyone has other health goals and you cannot make an all-in-one approach for being healthy and feeling good. This works for one thing, but not both together. So it's really individual. We work together once a week in a coaching. Then there is once a month a workshop. There is supplementary videos. There are really transformative exercises like guided meditations, tailored trance states, and it's really cool. It's very nice. I love it. I poured my heart into it.
So I was just going to say everything about this. It's so beautiful because I know that you are multi-passionate. That's what I know about most of the people that come to work with me. They're so multifaceted and multi-dynamic. And it's like you have taken all the best of all the things that you have learned over the years and a custom designed a program for people that you're meant to serve. It is absolutely beautiful. It sounds like such a holistic approach, and something that really caught me in your description and your expression of this program. Well, one, besides your passion for it, which is always, I teach my clients your passion and your intentionality in your program is what sells. And I know so many people who are going to be reaching out to you soon because I'm leaving all of your information in the description.
Yay! Yay!
Dr. Daniela, Dr. D.
Dr. D is waiting.
Individualized approach. It sounds like you really, really care about these people. You really, really care about your clients, and you just have bigger dreams than most. That's what I wrote down. Big dreams. You just have bigger dreams than your average bear. And I am so stoked that you never limited yourself. You always listened to your own intuition and said, I'm going to work with the dang government.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? It was crazy. Really, this woo, you say woo thing. So the moment my governmental support was running out, I got 2 jobs. And one was teaching kids and one was online yoga. And it was perfect for that moment. It's not like, sometimes I feel that people say, yes, the big money, but actually, as I said, these internal blocks, they're not really ready to receive, so that's why it's not coming. So you really have to expand into this new version of you being rich. What does that mean? How does it feel? How do you dress? How do you walk? Everything about it. And then, or how do you feel when your body is not in pain anymore? And I realized so many people are in pain. It's crazy. And I want to help that, especially the emotional intelligence part. It's so really fundamental for me, and it changed everything because I was taught not all of the emotions are beautiful, and it's not good to be sensitive. And I realized that this is just so powerful because the emotion behind our deeds and words, they make it valuable. What if you just have the words and the action? You don't feel anything. It's not, you can do whatever you want. And I really put that into this training to make something good out of it, because I want to break the prejudice that healthy living is boring and difficult and cannot be held for a long time and all this. It can be really cool, but you have to be patient and also want it. So expand in this new version of yourself. And yeah,
I
I
love
love
that
that.
so much. Yeah, it sounds like the process of entrepreneurship as well. Of like we get to be both big dreamers and be patient with ourselves, not put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and just go step by step. And I love you for standing up and saying, I'm supporting those people. We don't, it doesn't have to be a boring process. This can actually, oh, what I loved with your technique is that you don't have to understand it. And that
Yes,
is such a parallel to entrepreneurship as well. Is like we are not going to understand how it's hard to understand how one post today could lead to $1 million 5 years from now, but that's the way that it works. It's hard to understand that our little bit of energy and focus, even if it's just an hour a day today, in developing our program, developing our signature process, on getting clear on who it is we want to work with, and that little bit of work today, it all adds up. And we don't have to understand or even know what is available for us. We just get to do the work. So you just get to do the EFT, the process, the tapping, all the beautiful things that you do with your clients, and they don't have to understand it. They don't have to talk about it forever. They just get to do
yes.
the practice, feel better, do the practice, eventually feel better.
You can do
And
it yourself. Sometimes you don't, later on, maybe you don't need me. You are going to be educated, it's investment in uh, something for the future for a longer time.
I love that you just said that, because a lot of people are like, I want to see if I can bring this home, because I work with people that don't need me. Like they want to have support. They want to finally get the result without trying to figure it out on their own and have it be frustrating. We will get there faster with support, but we're not rushing ourselves. So I love that like you like help people to instill in themselves the tools that will change them for a lifetime. And you are there for them as long as they need one-on-one even, which is such a treat. I love that you did what you wanted to do and decided, I'm going for a one-to-one work with people, because I teach my clients, it's not group or one-to-one isn't better. It's about what works for your particular
Yeah.
program. Chosen one-to-one for a
And I
very
had to find that out. And, now the group work really adds up on that, because my one-on-one is for everyone, but this is really something I did is create especially for moms. This is the sacred space and it's for free and it's especially for moms, this group. And then I have something I always felt, it's not that I don't know my target group, but I felt families is so big. Sometimes you get the granny. I often, actually very often, work with grannies and aunties, and it's so multi layered.
yeah.
So I know I have something really special for my moms, but I also know I have a way to reach out to other people who are dear to me and who I like to serve. And it's also like this, that I don't take everyone. It's really has to be for me and for them, that I offer what they want. And I have to feel that, they have to feel that, and then we get to an agreement. And that's very, very powerful, this process also, if you allow that to happen. Again, you design your life here, because I had a lady and she was really wanting the one-on-one, and I felt, wow, I really needed that. It was in the period also where I did not have so much response and was very stressed. And she said, yes, I want to have this. And then I texted back to her in a little bit, in a way she did not like it. And she said, no, I take my request back. And I felt like, wow, this is a disappointment. But then I realized I did not want to work with someone who takes a request and back if I say something they don't like. And that will never work. So I was then happy about it. And that's good.
Thanks for sharing with my audience, because when we remove the pressure around our businesses needing to make a lot of money, we actually make more money with better clients. That's what I'm hearing of you going, like, instead of being like, I need clients because it means something about me, my business success, or how much money I'm making means something, which I want all of my clients and everybody who comes into this my world to make a lot more money. But we end up making more money when we focus on who we are truly meant to serve. And that's not always about whether they're a mom with kids to four to six. It's more about their qualities. If they're committed, if they
Yes,
actually want the help. And why I teach marketing the way that I do is because when we go out and we show our personal stories and we show our personalities, then we attract people that want to work with us specifically. So yes, they want to work with our tools. Maybe they want to work with you because you're smart, like you have this science background, but they want to work with you because they resonate with you. And that leads to a better dynamic in the relationship and in the program. And that leads to better results every time. So thanks so
exactly.
much
The
for sharing.
results, it has to work because that's the thing with the ease, it doesn't work if we don't click, if it's trust. It's you know, like, and trust. You teach that. So that's a lot about that. But yeah, not only trusting in the other person, also trusting in yourself that you can do that as a coach and that it's going to work out. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot of, you have to lean into things, walk through emotions, and they are going to hit you really hard. All the childhood traumas are going to be triggered. I can tell you already. It's intense, it's messy. There is going to be a lot of pain also and tears, and it's like this. But yeah, I don't know. Still, I love it. It would. I may be crazy, but otherwise, what would life be? Is boring. Otherwise, I like the challenge. I like to learn. I like to grow, and I like to do brave, crazy things that other people might never have thought of.
Ugh.
So
And that's what makes you such a beautiful example of what entrepreneurship is about. And I do believe that we have to be a little crazy to put ourselves in the sea of online uh,
yes,
messages, posts, and be witnessed and seen. Like that takes a little bit of a cuckoo bird, a little bit of a bravery, a courage. And it's like, and I don't want to discourage anyone from going after this dream, but it isn't like, oh, I just share a post and make a lot of money, share a post and make a lot of money. There, like you said, there are all of these childhood dramas that come up. You get to face yourself. It's a entrepreneurship. The way that we are doing it is a soul evolution. It will evolutionize your soul. That's why I call us soulpreneurs, because it's not, you have to face some pain. And so why not get yourself supported by people who've gone first, like Daniela or myself? And so I want to kind of close off today with first talking about how people can reach out to you. How can they find you if they are experiencing pain or they feel like they're in a birthing process and they want to be guided and supported by someone as cool as you?
thank you. So how is that possible? I have a really, really cool, free, totally free event coming up. I'm going to share there also my close to the heart paid program that I've been talking about before. But what I want for this event is that the people go home with a transformation. So it's going to be Changes with Ease. That's the name. And what I give there is really what helped me move forward and all my clients, like the best of the best. And you can, of course, not do everything in 2 days. So I just want everyone to have one transformation. There's going to be a guided meditation. It's called Holiday from Yourself from your doubts and fears and all the struggle. And there are going to be really powerful tips, plus an EFT practice, 5-minute power packed practice to attract your goals. So I'm sharing the registration with you. You get a free ticket. You are invited then to a private Zoom room. I really want to have it private, so it's not going to be big. There are limited spots, so you really have to sign up fast because I'm filling up and it's going to be really great. I'm super excited about it. And yeah.
So amazing. I'm actually going to leave the links to those. I love you owning your power. It's so inspirational, and it's going to inspire so many people who want to work with you, but also who want to like be a guide that really cares about their people's transformations. That's what we're here for. The money comes from that. I promise you all. And so amazing. So I'm going to leave that. And the last question is a fun question I've been asking some folks is what would be something that you would tell your younger self who is about to go in on that program, about to go in and take that risk, about to, face that fear? What would you tell yourself in that moment as you're experiencing fear?
Listen to some good music. I always love dirty dancing, and it's something really, music works for me when it just changes the vibration and the frequency. You don't have to think, it just works. And yeah, listen to music and dance more, girl. I was always so scared of dancing when I was young.
I love that so much. So in the comments of this lovely session, tell us what song you're all listening to. Thank
I
you so
will.
much, Dr. D, Dr. Daniela. This has been such a lovely session. I'm so happy that we got to connect, and I can't wait to see how many people join your Phoenix Rising program. It sounds like such a delight to work with you, and I will talk to you so soon. Aloha, Daniela.
Thank you. All the best to you. Bye.
Bye.